There's a moment in your painting, and it's near the beginning, when things are really exciting for some reason.
When you get outside, it's almost like you forget everything about your style and your technique, and then even like the fundamentals, and it just like all flows out the back of your head, because there's so much to try and take in.
You know, in a studio, the lighting's always the same. It's great. Outdoors, you either got to paint quick or improvise and try to bring back what first interested you in the site.
The biggest challenge in plein air painting is not chasing the light.
Where the sun is right now determines where all of these shadows lie. So once the sun moves, then you have to refer back to your original vanishing point and make sure that everything is then in the proper order. Plus the bugs and forgetting your white paint or brushes, or just the logistics of being out on location, getting hungry, or driving off with your painting on top of your vehicle and flying off with the car at 30 miles an hour. Those little frustrations, but they generally turn out better after they fly off.
When you're painting plein air, sometimes there's something better that comes up, and you can incorporate that into it as you're painting along. So being open, it's a hard line. You know, you want to stick to your original idea, but also be open to evolving it and making it better.
So I'd say the hardest thing is to find a composition. Light changes, everything changes. In the studio, I mean, a lot of composing can be done, whether it's on the computer or photographs and stuff, so it's almost like slow motion. So it's like hitting an underhand toss with a baseball bat, or like hitting a fastball going 90 miles an hour. Just the timing has to be right on.
When you're painting from a photo, it kind of reduces the world to a one-dimensional thing. So when you're out painting plein air, painting outside like we're doing here now, there's a whole lot more that goes on, I think, in terms of translating what you're seeing onto your canvas.
I'm not a camera, I'm not a photocopy machine. I'm getting that sense, that experience of that place, and so that's what plein air provides. Seeing, feeling, hearing, and all of that being embodied into a single painting. It's not just a moment, it's a series of moments, a series of experiences captured onto one two-dimensional surface.
All the sounds and the smells and activity and things surrounding you kind of go into your painting, along with all the bugs and different things. That's both frustrating and fun.
With letters, the beauty isn't in the letter I, the letter J, letter Z. The individual letters say nothing, but if you put those letters together and say, I love you, then there's meaning to that. It's the same thing with color. Just color out of the tube says nothing. But once you start mixing those colors and start getting a progression of colors, having 20 steps between two colors instead of just two, you start saying something, start communicating something that's beautiful.
And Montana seems to have, I don't know what it is, you know, the mountains, there's a lot of vibrancy here. You know, Glacier is just like a garden. Montana has everything. We have deserts, the prairies, the mountains, the forests, wildlife galore. You know, you can't hardly go any place and find the wildlife like we have here.
And I'm blown away every day, even just in Missoula. Just get outside of town just a little bit, or even in town, especially a place like the Mission Mountains and the Swans. The Missions are probably my favorite place in the state, maybe the country. And that's basically our back, well, we're essentially in them.
I'm tempted to be self-conscious, and I love the space and the sparse population and the freedom here, where you can just throw my bag out at the end of the day and go to sleep and not. I love the lack of regulations and the freedom here, and the people are pretty cool too.
It's interesting to come to a paint out with a group of other painters and say, you know, I may be inspired by one thing, and we can be standing in the same place and they're inspired by something on the opposite side. And I find that enjoyable to say, oh, I like that, and I'm like, well, I like this, and then you get to see what inspires others.
It's really fun working with other artists. You can see how they paint, and you learn from each other. You get ideas from each other, and it's fun to see their perspective.
I don't think this group is the standard, like that you would go to any town in the United States and you would talk to the community of artists, and I don't think there's the common thread that runs through all of the artists here, and just the relationship and the friendship that exists.
It's a lot of fun, especially with the artists I've been hanging out with, Caleb and Silas, who are some of my favorite artists.
To have everyone come together and to talk and share, and I think that's what life's about in a lot of ways, and I think so it's natural that transitions to art.
And then it's a pretty hilarious group of people too, so it's always a good time. And yeah, it's pretty unique, I think. Grateful to be part of it.